A few years ago, I was teaching a clinic, and someone noticed the capo clip to my headstock and said, that's going to ruin the lettering on your guitar. And I just kind of said, I don't care. And he goes, you don't care? You don't want to take good care of your instrument? And I said, well, "No, I need to have it there. It needs to be somewhere, and I need it handy right there. And secondly, I mean, who are you going to respect more? A soldier with a shiny sword, brand new, or a soldier with a dinged up, bloody sword?" Um, and I kind of never mind when my instruments get a little, what you might call patina, but they get a little dinged up. It's always tough the first time. It's like I'm more worried about my car than I am my guitars. I know my guitars are going to get dinged up. They're kind of just like hammers. I know that Tommy Tedesco used to put his cigarettes out on top of his guitars. So, and Eric Clapton used to let his burn right here. And speaking of burning guitars, didn't Jimi Hendrix do something to one of his guitars once? So I kind of wear those dings as kind of a badge of honor. In fact, on this guitar, there are a couple on this guitar. There's one in particular I remember when it happened. Um, I was playing at a church, and I had set up my acoustic guitar. I was playing acoustic guitar, and I'd set up my guitar on a stand, and next to it was a table, and on the table I plugged my guitar cord into my Countryman DI, which, if you know anything about Countryman DIs, they're about this big, and they are bulletproof. They're made out of metal. They got edges and corners and everything like that. And then that cord went into the snake for the church. And I'm sitting over after practice. I'm sitting over in one of the pews, and I'm just kind of hanging out with some friends. And the drummer comes over, and he says, "Tom, I just put a hole in your guitar." And I went, "Oh no, don't worry, whatever, dude." And he goes, "No, seriously, I just put a hole in your guitar." And this drummer friend of mine, barely made ends meet, didn't have a lot of money, and the last thing I wanted to do was, have him have to pay for something. But how bad was this? I really, on the inside, I might have been a little peeved, but on the outside, I kept cool as a cucumber and just tried to love on him. And I went over there and looked at the guitar, and sure enough, on the side of this guitar was about a oh, it's hard to even find now, but it was about an inch and a half long by half-inch wide hole in this side of this guitar. And I just said, don't worry about it. He goes, "Oh no, I'm going to pay for it. I'm going to pay to fix it." And I'm thinking it's going to cost $200 or $300 to fix this. And I'm like, no, 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 it's all right, man. Don't worry about it. And so, I played the guitar. It sounded fine. I told him, I said, "Look, the side of the guitar doesn't make that much difference in the tone. It's the top. If it'd been the top, it might have been an issue, but on the side, it's not that big of an issue." So I took it to my guitar tech that week, and he looked at it and kind of went, took the strings off, put his hand inside the guitar, shoved that piece of wood, just shoved it right back into place. And he put a little lacquer on it, buffed it out. He said, "Just let it dry for, a little bit." And I couldn't tell where it was. It just fit perfectly in. I said, "Well, how much do I owe you?" And he said, "Don't worry about it. You're a good customer. Don't worry about it." And I was like, wow. So, now I look at this as kind of when I can see it, I look at it as, hey, that was a kind of a maturing moment for me where I didn't lose. If I'd gone off on this drummer and just ripped him up and down, I would have felt bad immediately, and I also would have felt really bad later when I found out that fixing it didn't cost me anything. So in some ways, those dings can be a good thing. I also have one on the top of the guitar somewhere here, right here, and it was caused by my mom at my house back in Indiana, at my parents' house. She got I guess got a new screen door. The old one went tss, like this. The new one went tss, so I didn't know she got a new screen door. So I went out the door, and all of a sudden the door just slammed on my guitar. I'm like, oh. So that's an Indiana ding, and it reminds me of home. Talk about seeing the bright side. Anyway, God bless you guys. I hope that helps you with all your dings and not to sweat it out too much. God bless you.